with Senator Tom Cotton. I don't talk behind people's back. I'm face-to-face kind of gal. Just keep it real, keep it straight. Let's just talk facts here, okay? So here's what else they're proposing on the national level. Universal background checks. And there may be some, listen folks, do you know the biggest problem we have right now in this fight is not the far left. We expect them to come up with this crazy crap. But what I don't expect is for gun owners to support things like universal background checks. And it's not because gun owners are intentionally trying to be on the wrong side. I think people are well-intentioned, okay? But you don't understand what universal background checks do. Universal background checks do two things. They create a national gun registry, number one, and number two, you do know that we already have a national gun registry, by the way. Did you all know that? I discovered that by accident. I wanted to throw that in before I forgot. When you fill out a Form 4473 when you buy a gun, it's supposed to stay on that property of that FFL, but if that FFL ever goes out of business, they have to turn all those records over to ATF. I found this out by accident. They have to turn all those records over to ATF, and ATF creates a national database. So all these firearms that you have purchased over the years that you thought were just between you and that FFL are now a part of a national registry. But this creates an even larger registry because now it also puts an end to private sales. Universal background checks do two things. Please remember this. Creates a national gun registry and ends private sales. And you say, well, what's wrong with that? I mean, don't we want records of who all has these guns everywhere? No. No, we don't. No, we don't. That means, Brent, if you have a son and you're on your deathbed and you want to pass your firearms over to your son, you can't just hand them to him and say, here's son, I want you to inherit all the family firearms. Here's your great-great-grandpa's, World War II rifle. You can't do that anymore. If universal background checks pass, he has to go to an FFL and pay $25 to $30 for every single firearm he transfers over to his son. So your property is never really your property, is it? You've got to pay a tax to the government. That's what's wrong with universal background checks. Private sales are just fine. Statistics have already proven, and I can provide documentation for this, that private sales, folks, are not the contributing problem toward mass shootings. Most of the guns, the firearms that mass shooters have been able to get their hands on came from the black market. Or they purchased them legally and then became crazy people. There's no way I think anybody in this room at some point could probably go crazy. You're fine today and then something happens, some chemical imbalance, and the next thing you know you're crazy. But who's going to be the crazy police and be out here and you want police officers deciding and suddenly becoming psychologists and determining whether you're mentally stable enough to have firearms? No. So let's talk solutions real quickly. Two more things. I know it's hot and I know y'all are tired. But when you're trying to debate anti-gun radicals and you are winning, the next thing they want to know is, okay, well then what do you suggest? How are we going to stop mass shootings? I was on CNN debating they put me up against one of the victims of the Las Vegas massacre. I had to debate him. And he spent the whole show whining and crying and peeing in his pants. I mean, seriously, that's what he was so pathetic. All of his arguments were so emotion-based, and I was just statistical facts. I was pounding him. So then the anchor teamed up with him, and she started fighting me, trying to debate me.